occupies the throne.
Look how fast he gets him down. Double jab. 1, 2.
Georges St. Pierre, without a doubt, is at the very highest level of the sport. He is the beacon. He's the pinnacle. He's the top of the peak.
I'm going out there to beat GSP.
The master of jiu-jitsu.
He's never had anyone like me on top of him. My jiu-jitsu is going to be a whole nother level for him.
Jake Shields does it again.
One man resides on the mountaintop.
I've had an amazing, amazing career.
The most decorated champion in UFC history.
Everybody's waiting for the shoe to drop. Okay, when's he going to slow down? He can't just keep doing this.
Randy Couture is an animal.
Not bad for an old man.
Participar disso, participar dessa história.
I am fighting against a legend in this sport. It motivates me to put on my absolute best performance.
And one man appears destined to join them.
Jose Aldo is going to be tough to beat for anyone in the world at 145.
The incredible thing about Jose Aldo is he's only 24 years old. He hasn't even begun to scratch the surface of his potential.
He's just that good, isn't he?
He really is. He really may go down as one of the greatest fighters in the history of the game.
This guy is a phenom. He's in a class of his own.
I like testing myself against the best. I love being the underdog. It's a great matchup for me. I'm the one guy who's going to dethrone him.
UFC welterweight champion Georges St. Pierre tries to hold off former Strikeforce champ Jake Shields. Featherweight champion Jose Aldo makes his long-awaited UFC debut against hard-hitting Mark Hominick. And UFC Hall of Famer Randy Couture challenges recent light heavyweight champ Lyoto Machida. The countdown to UFC 129 starts now. It's been more than 6 years since Jake Shields has tasted defeat.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is a former world champion.
Yeah, I've pretty much fought all over the world in every organization and pretty much got the title everywhere I've been.
Jake Shields!
15 consecutive opponents have been vanquished.
He fought internationally. He fought everywhere overseas. He's beat the best in the world.
But he's never faced Georges St. Pierre.
I've wanted to fight GSP for years. I've been to these other shows and hearing everyone say GSP, GSP, saying he's the greatest. So to finally have this opportunity, this is exactly what I've been looking for.
He's very hungry, so am I. He's that guy that I wanted to fight for a long time.
Unbelievable, Joe. Just unbelievable.
GSP is considered the best guy in the world right now at 170. So this is Jake's opportunity right now to prove that, in fact, Jake is the best 170-pounder.
He's achieved greatness. That's what I want to achieve.
When Jake Shields enters the octagon in front of 55,000 screaming GSP fans in Toronto, he'll be a long way from home. But then again, where Jake grew up is a long way from anywhere.
We are out in the mountains of the Sierra foothills, California. People always ask me where I grew up, and it's hard explaining where because there's nothing really near here.
I always loved the mountains. I lived here some when I was single.
I really don't like living crowded in the cities, and just felt like a good place to come up and raise our kids.
You can get in trouble here, but you're not going to have it come hunting for you all the time like when I grew up.
During the day, there's lots of stuff to do because, I got really into mountain biking, quick drive, you do some snowboarding, like all kinds of lakes, rivers. Worked at a cave as an adventure tour guide for a while.
They ran the canyons. They had friends that were on the other side of the canyon, about 45 minutes down one side and up the other, so they'd go over there, just running around.
Jake and his brothers were all real close growing up.
It beat me up quite a bit, made me tougher. But other than that, it was good, because when other kids were messing with me, they'd always back me up.
Jake began competitive wrestling at 9 and was a 4-year letter winner at Calaveras High.
Jake was not a great athlete when he was in the youth. He had to work really hard to accomplish the things that he accomplished.
You think wrestling is like making you a better fighter?
Oh yeah, without wrestling I wouldn't be here. You can come in here and make it through here, especially a room like this. I wrestled here. I know what these guys put you through.
He didn't like to lose. He was always able to rise up to the occasion and be a fierce competitor with whoever he wrestled.
But in that room, spent many grueling hours training and putting in the hard work, and that's what taught me my work ethic right in there. But by the time I was out of high school, I definitely needed a change. But I knew I needed to see more of the world, so as soon as I graduated, I took off to college. I went down to San Luis Obispo, beautiful little beach town between San Francisco and LA. I started wrestling, and that's when I ran into Chuck Liddell. He wasn't really famous. He was kind of the local tough guy. Everyone was like, oh, this guy's tough. So I had to come by his gym, figured I'd give him a beating. I was a tough guy for my wrestling. I could always take anyone, and Chuck completely humbled me. And that's when I realized I wanted to learn from him and get into MMA.
He walked into my academy and learned the art of jiu-jitsu and became one of the best at it. He was the most persevering type of person. He'd come in and he wouldn't quit.
Jake won 12 of his first 17 fights, including a shocking upset of Japanese star Hayato Sakurai.
He went over and Sakurai was ranked number 2 and Jake dominated. And he'd only had 10 days notice.
In 2006, his career took off.
Rumble on the Rocks was a big one. 6 top 10 fighters in an 8-man tournament.
Shields is just relentless. This is the battle of wills here.
We had multiple fights in one night. It was just a stacked tournament. One night, beat Yushin Okami and Carlos Condit.
There's a nice slam there by Shields.
Jake Shields!
That was when I really started getting a little recognition. After winning Rumble on the Rock, just kept winning and racking up titles from there.
In Strikeforce, Jake took down Robbie Lawler.
This is it deeper and deeper. It's all over! Unbelievable! Wow!
Jason Miller.
Oh, and Shields is all over Jason Miller.
And in another upset, former Pride champion and UFC star Dan Henderson.
Shields raining down punches from on top. Jake Shields!
It was huge, Henderson was a legend of the sport. So beat a guy like that was something I knew I could do, but it shows other people that I'm hanging with the best of the best and beat them.
A victory over Martin Kampmann in his UFC debut.
Jake's got his back. Not good for Martin Kampmann.
His 15th win in a row earned him the coveted title shot.
To become the UFC welterweight champion would mean everything to me.
The master of jiu-jitsu.
This is what I've spent my last 11 years pursuing with all my energy.
Jake Shields does it again.
This is the moment right here, and I'm going to be ready.
Continuing his global quest for perfection, George St. Pierre spent part of his most recent training camp in London, England.
Yeah, now stay there. Try to go on your knees this way. Turn to him. Yeah, really keep the arms straight.
And Roger, I consider him as the best grappler in the world.
This is the 3rd time he came to London to train with me.
He's considered the best pound-for-pound submission artist in the whole world.
On this one, I feel that I can help him the best because he's fighting against a very jiu-jitsu fighter. So I can try to show him ways to escape and to counter-attack, which I hope I'm really good at it.
Jake Shields is a submission specialist, and I know if I train with Roger, it will improve my game a lot more, and I will be able to defeat Jake Shields. It's important as a martial artist to cross-train. I think it'd make me a better athlete overall, so that's why I'm training like a sprinter.
The essence of all sport is speed, and this is what we do. So we train to be explosive, and we train to be fast. If you put in any sport at all, you can't go wrong.
I'm here in Los Angeles, California, working with Freddie Roach to practice work on my boxing.
He's coming back and forth like a piston. Good. Good. How we got? Stay down. Pivots, drive it.
It's an area of my game that I need to work more.